Welcome to Wonderland Weekly, hosted by Toronto Ty. Now sit back and have a wonderful week.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Toronto Ty, and if that sounds familiar, it's likely that you did check out my very first vlog from all the way back 5 years ago, back in 2017. I am going to do my best to sort of get the same perspective as all of those shots that I got way back then, and just see how everything has changed in that time. Certainly a lot has, and yeah, definitely my footage, I think, has improved in quality. So that is very, very good. And yeah, obviously right away, Yukon Striker being here changes a lot about the perspective here. 5 years ago to the day, there was a fence put up right along here that said, "We are preparing for your future enjoyment," and they certainly were. And yes, Yukon Striker clearly very very much delivered on that promise, and yeah, very, very awesome to see how many how different this area looks after 5 years. Right here next to the Coca-Cola Oasis, or Coca-Cola Cool Zone as I like to call it from way back in the day. These trees, these couple of evergreens here, then they have certainly grown up a lot over those 5 years. And I don't believe that these trees were here at all back then. Yeah, just wild to see yeah, how much growth there has been, even in terms of the trees. 5 years ago, there was a pathway right here. And yeah, obviously it is not here anymore, but yeah, when Skyrider was on this side, and yeah, then the pathway was over closer to Splashworks. I think I like this this setup a lot better, because it allows you to get a little bit closer to the water. So that is very, very cool, and definitely looks different. So obviously 5 years ago, then this pathway was closed as they started construction on Yukon Striker. And yeah, they did have the sign letting you know that Minebuster was still open, even though the rest of the path was closed. Due to some changes in the park, Yukon Striker, then I'm not quite able to completely recreate the angle, some of the angles that I did get all those 5 years ago, but I definitely did not see a tunnel replacing the fountain that the park had right in the middle of Vortex's helix turnaround, whatever you want to call that thing. And yeah, I didn't really expect there to be a tunnel exit on this side of the water either. Just I didn't see a tunnel happening, and but that explains what all those stakes and red flags and orange markings and all that, what all of those indicated. And yeah, this is what we got, and oh my goodness, it is so fantastic. I am so happy with Yukon Striker, but it's just wild to me that I have been doing this for 5 years. As much as the park grows and develops and just becomes that much bigger of a park with more things to do, some things never change, and these spiders here under Vortex's first drop, that is certainly one of them. And yeah, I still love all these spiders here, even 5 years later. I forgot to film this earlier in the day, but one of the other changes from 2017 is just they switched out which photo op is here next to the newly renamed Arthur's Sundays and Cones, and yeah, that is yeah. So now it is the Throne of Bones instead of the coffins that you get to lay in. Back in 2017, Soaring Timbers was the new ride, and yeah, it's I said it back then, and I will say it again. Soaring Timbers looks absolutely beautiful. It is fantastic. Ride experience, I still describe it as being fun but not thrilling. yeah, hopefully the park can maybe, upgrade it a little bit so that I can maybe have a few more inversions, a few more flips, but, it still looks beautiful, and I love that about it. Continuing with changes from 2017, back then the park added a giant animatronic rat to this spot. Right across from Timberwolf Falls, which was really, really cool and impressive at the time. They have since moved it so that it is now located at the very end of Cornstalkers, although I feel like it's maybe suffering from some minor issues. Not quite an animatronic, more of a puppet at this point, I think. But, it's hard to tell at night. Still, this spot right here, Lumberjack, obviously looks a lot different from back in 2017. Lumberjack was not here, but it was announced and confirmed that it would be going here. Lots of trees were taken out, but, I really like Lumberjack. I think it is a great addition to the park. It just fills out this space pretty well. Still, quite a bit of room for additional expansion, but we'll have to wait and see. Nothing confirmed for the rest of this forest. Not that I want all the trees to be taken out, of course, but I think something will eventually come here. And I did not expect Lumberjack to be placed like this back in 2017, but it does look very, very nice here in the trees. Back in 2017, this view looked a lot different. Of course, there was a fence all the way down there, basically where the farmstead starts. But right here, at the start of this pathway heading towards Splashworks, then there was a sign saying that the path was closed, and of course there was no Yukon Striker, and instead there were a lot of trees. Yes, so many trees, and I do miss them dearly, but I do love Yukon Striker. So, yes, very, very cool to just to see the differences that 5 years can make. Peering around the absent fence, then definitely looks a lot different. That is. I can't really do a comparison here, can I? And I also stood on this side of the pathway, peering around the fence that was here, and I saw some flags, which obviously are not here anymore, and instead we have the farmstead, which is absolutely fantastic. Back in 2017, I headed back along this pathway toward Vortex, but of course this year, then that would take me through Wicked Hollow once again, so I'm not going to do that. But I hope you all enjoyed this retrospective sort of comparison look at just how things have changed in the past 5 years, both in terms of what the park looks like and in terms of what my content looks like. I think it has changed quite a bit, and it has gotten better over the years. Yes, I'm looking forward to to more years of following along with the... Hello, Quentin. Yes, following along with the construction and maybe meeting, even more friends over the years. And yeah, it's just been such a fantastic 5 years. And I am so thankful for every single one of you who watches my videos. And I am looking forward to, sharing all the changes that will happen at the park over however long it is until I, maybe stop doing the channel. I don't think that's coming up anytime soon, but yes, that'll live out to it. So, my first video, I did this outro purely because I didn't know how to end the video. So until next time, have a good one.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like the video, comment with anything you'd like me to cover in the future, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and support me on Patreon so that I can visit more parks and create more wonderful videos.